Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
Oh, that was not a smooth stall.
Are we in training camp as well?
Yeah, we're in training camp apparently. Sports at thesuburban.com if you want to reach Mark. Obviously the weekly Wednesday paper throughout the island and off the island even of Montreal. How you doing, Mark?
Very good. I thought you were doing your Captain Kirk delivery. That's why.
You know what? They should have said that. Yeah. How you doing, Mark? Everything good?
Yeah, excellent. Getting ready to go over to Dorval Arena and rate some rookies that are going to be on the ice, and we have a referee staff meeting to kick off the year.
Okay, that's right. Mark also referees. Yep. Very fair guy, very even-tempered. So I can't imagine Mark not being a good referee. All right, let's move on. What do you got here? We got Club de la Médaille d'Or launches their new season with bursaries. Now, it's always fun giving out money and receiving money. So who's getting it?
Well, you've got a trio of athletes that got a $1,000 bursary for their efforts. You've got volleyball player Jean Marchand out of Laval. You have kayaker Olivier Courchain out of Trois-Rivières, and you have boxer Mazloum Ak-Deniz of Saint-Hubert. Now, this goes for both their academic efforts and their athletic efforts. For like Marchand, at the age of 15, she made the Quebec junior team despite the fact that she was competing against several players who were a couple of years older than her. Now, she's now studying natural science at Collège Bois de Boulogne, and now 18 years old. Jean was part of Team Quebec who competed at the Canada Winter Games in Winnipeg. Kayaker Olivier Courchain was also in Winnipeg at the Canada Games, and he won 3 gold medals, and the College La Flèche science student took sixth place at the Junior World Championships. So that's one to watch for a possible future Olympian. Boxer Mazloum Ak-Deniz, he's had a lot of success over the last few years. He's a member of Montreal's Ring 83 club.
Now, where's that? Do you know?
That's down towards the Rosemount area, I do believe, if I remember correctly. It originated from Districts 8 and 3 in the old Montreal system, I believe it was, and founded in 83. He climbed to the top of the podium at the Ringside World Championship in Kansas City in 2016. And that year, he also won bronze at the Canadian Championships, and he was golden at the Imperium Cup. So, a trio of deserving athletes.
Yeah. All right, elsewhere, let's go to the pitch. The NDG under-14 men's soccer team. Very, very good last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, this has been a boys' team in soccer to be reckoned with in the Montreal Concordia League. In the summer of 2016, they finished in first place in Concordia, took the President's Cup, and they were Quebec Regional Championships. And they also won the Granby Tournament, while earning Coach of the Year and Team of the Year honors for the NDG Côte-de-Neige Borough. Then in the winter, they finished first again in the Concordia Winter League, and they picked up the President's Cup there. So once they hit the pitch this summer, they just picked up where they left off. They were tops in Concordia again. They repeated as the Granby Tournament champions. They were President's Cup champions. And next weekend, they're going to defend their title in the Quebec Regionals, looking to make it 2 pretty good years on the pitch.
Mark Lidbetter joining us from the Suburban here on Weekend Game Plan. And finally, on the ice, AAA hockey here in Quebec got a new team. Yeah,
the Quebec Junior AAA Hockey League. There's a hockey revolution in St. Lazare, and that's the St. Lazare Revolution, who are now in the league. Coach and GM Dustin Traylon, he's drafted and made moves to deliver a really exciting team. But the organization's focus is not just on hockey. They have a roster of players who are going to pursue their studies and look at the possibility of moving on to the NCAA in the future. Because players in the Junior AAA League, they remain eligible to play in the NCAA without being redshirted. They don't have to sit a year and start their studies and then play the following year. So it's quite interesting. Now, prior to the draft, Traylon made a trade with the Montreal Nord Arctic to bring Patrick Gorham, who's an Beaubasard lad, and former Lac St. Louis Lions Bailey Bilney Morissette back to their home region. And also behind the bench as an assistant coach is our old friend PJ Stock.
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah, from Pierrefonds, of course.
Yeah. So he's getting some coaching chops going. So here also last night, the Revolution took an amazing 3-2 win on the road over the Granby Inuk. They were down 2-0 trailing going into the third period, and they scored 2 to tie it, and then 4:20 into overtime, they scored the winning goal. And anyone looking for a fix for some good hockey, They can see the Revolution this afternoon at 4 p.m. when they're going to host the Flames de Gatineau at the Complex Sportsif in St. Lazare. So some good hockey out there to be seen already.
Hey, Dave, aren't you, you're out in the West Island, Mr. Trenadui, as he's eating some breakfast here on the program. Have you been to that arena, Dave?
I have not out to St. Lazare yet, but I mean, why not? I might head down there.
All right. Stay on your toes, Dave. I might call on you at any point. Sports at thesuburban.com if you want to reach Mark, or if you have an item either for the paper or for this weekly segment here on the program. Lid Lines if you want to follow him on Twitter. Mark, thank you, as always. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week. I'll be talking to you from the beautiful city of Moncton, New Brunswick.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. What are you doing out there?
I'm going to visit some family, but I'm going to probably try and take the chance to go and see the Moncton Wildcats and catch a game from the queue. Always like going to the Moncton Coliseum if there's a game on.
All right. Just spend the time with the family, Mark. No reporting, okay?
Will do.